Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Dazzie's top 20 selling comic books of the week, episode 51. Today I'm going to be discussing the best selling comics on eBay for the week of the 13th of December 2019. Since coverprice.com came on the scene, they've become a go-to spot for watching eBay trends on comics, and they scour thousands of eBay sales to culminate data to spotlight the hottest selling comics. Here is this week's top 20, guys. As always, let's find out if you can beat me. Most people normally do. I have just two more attempts to try and beat Snoozle Pop's total before Christmas. I don't think it's going to happen. Let's get into them. Starting in, of course, at number 20. And this book is a stalwart on my top 20 list. Spawn, issue number 1, of course, from Image Comics, 1992. This is the first appearance of Jason Wynn, Mel Boglia, Wanda Fitzgerald, and they were all in the first Spawn movie. Of course, we're getting a second one coming up from, starring Jamie Foxx and possibly Jeremy Renner if he can sort out his private life. It's also the first appearance of Sam Twitch, Stephen Percival. It's the second title published by Image Comics, and of course we've got some gorgeous Todd McFarlane art in this book. And it sold 14 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 131% and a high sale. CGC 9.8 went for a whopping $110. For a book that's mass produced, it certainly sells very well. I paid just £1.31 to the legend that is Carbig Tony. In fact, Tony saw him again. Maybe another Christmas video coming up from him. Number 19 on our list, guys. And this is a book that I see at cons, but I've yet to find a nice copy for a price that really warrants me spending that, because I don't like spending too much on copper bronze. The book in question, though, is a good one, and it's from 1982. It's Frank Miller's work, Wolverine, issue number 1. Of course, just a matter of time before Wolverine is announced to be in the MCU, and when that does happen, boy, that book is going to shoot up, because it's been severely undervalued for years, I think. So what can I tell you about it? It sold 10 copies and it had a 7-day trend of plus 61%, and a high sale at CGC 9.6 went for just $139. That's what I mean, guys. I think that book could be closer to the 200 range for 9.6. 18 on our list, guys, and there's a book I own from 1984. It's a classic cover that is tied with a couple of other books, and it is Amazing Spider-Man, issue 252. This is the first time that Peter Parker dons the black Spidey costume in an Amazing Spider-Man title. Of course, he did that in the Spider-Man 3 movie with Tobey Maguire. This is one of 3 comics released on May 1984 that have equal claim as the first appearance of Spider-Man's black costume. The other 2 are Marvel Team Up issue 141 and Spectacular Spider-Man issue 90. Now, early promotional appearances of Spider-Man's black symbiote costume predating first appearance in many titles are in Amazing Heroes issues 35 and 39, Marvel Age issue 12, and Heroes Hotline from December of 1983. Well, it sold 10 copies, had a 7-day trend of plus 75%, and a high sale at CGC 9.6 went for $150. Mine's in the VF range. I paid 30 quid in October of 2017. Number 17 on our list is a book that I'm saying I have, because I do have it, but I just haven't picked it up yet. My LCS is holding one for me. I made a hot comic book alert about it because it has been optioned. It's from Dark Horse Comics. Kill Whitey Donovan, issue number 1. Well, is in the works as a movie, and that is going to be from Hideout Pictures, and it pretty much means you're going to have quite a while to track down a copy as it gets developed. It sold 13 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 115% and a high sale. Raw copy went for $24.99, which is very impressive. I'm hoping I get to pay cover price. I won't pay much more. 16 on our list. For a few weeks now, anything Venom, Carnage, Amazing Spider-Man seems to be getting into my list. This is from 1992, and this is Amazing Spider-Man issue 392. getting a lot of heat due to the Venom 2 movie, I believe. And as I probably mentioned before, well, at least I think I have, that Maximum Carnage is coming to Venom 2, the movie. And the beginnings of the Venom Spidey versus Carnage really starts here. It sold 10 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 40%, and a high sale. CGC 9.8 went for $135.50. 15 on our list, and we're talking more Wolverine. This time, an issue I keep finding, but not in the grade I want. It is from 1988. This is the first ongoing series of Wolverine, issue number 1. Yeah, I found it from around about the £15 to £20 mark, but always pretty beat up. I would like a decent copy of that one, I think. It's another Wolverine title, of course, that has been severely undervalued. Now, while it's less undervalued than the first Wolverine from 1982, we can still expect prices to go up for this when Wolverine finally gets announced, of course, in the MCU. I would love Hugh Jackman to return. It sold 13 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 49%, and a high sale. CGC 9.8 went for a nice $165. Up next, 14 on our list, we are talking more Amazing Spider-Man from 1992. This time, Amazing Spider-Man issue 363. I do like that cover. I'm not sure I've ever actually seen that in the wild, though. Well, like I said, Maximum Carnage seems to be coming to Venom 2. And this leads right into Maximum Carnage, which is what Venom 2 is rumoured to be the focus of the film. So that book is going to be the basis of the storyline, I believe. This is picking up, and it sold 10 copies, had a 7-day trend of plus 75%, and a high sale. CGC 9.8 went for $56. Up next, 13 on our list. I just saw this being shown off by Spidey Fan, which was a great video from him. And this is a new artist, and she's getting a lot of heat at the moment, and rightly so, I think. This is Fallen Angels, issue 2. This is the Peach Momoko 1 in 25 variant. Yeah, Peach Momoko seems to be quite hot at the moment. What can I tell you about that book? Well, fans are buying up her current variants and tracking down the old ones, it seems. She sold 13 copies, had a 7-day trend of plus 74%, and a high sale. Raw went for $30. Number 12 on our list, Venom Carnage all the way, guys. From 1993, Venom Lethal Protector, issue number 1. Yeah, okay, this one is particularly interesting. $34 for 9.6 CGC is whatever, but it's here. And we will mention that Venom Lethal Protector is starting to move again. Sales are picking up each week, and so get those 9.8s ready if you're lucky enough. I'm not lucky enough. I found this at a car boot in Cheltenham for 50p, and it has got a big subscription crease, so pretty low grade for me. This sold 10 copies, had a 7-day trend of plus 109%, and a high sale. Like I said, CGC 9.6 just went for $34, guys. This is the first appearance of the Diggers, which are like robotic suits, and the first appearance of Orwell Taylor. I've got the full run of Venom Lethal Protector. It is a good storyline. Number 11 on our list. This is an interesting one. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1, the retailer appreciation 1 per store variant. That's your book, guys. Very interesting. I do love that cover. Do you know, I was watching on YouTube once, and there was a crossover, wasn't there, between the Power Rangers and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Never knew about that. Fun stuff to watch. Very nostalgic. Well, that book sold 15 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 111%, and a high sale, $65 for a raw copy. Now, that was one of the hottest new releases last week and sold really well, pending if your LCS marked it low enough for to be hot for you. So, we're into the top 10, guys, the big top 10 now. This is where it gets really interesting. Starting in at number 10 on our list, and more Spider-Man. This is Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 33. That's your book, guys. Another lovely Venom cover. Like I said, I think I might know where a copy of that is. I'm going to try and dig it out. That's from 2003. It was mentioned last week that in Venom 20, the maker, aka Ultimate Reed Richards, mentioned that the symbiote from my original universe is still very much intact and motions to a black and purple container. That was enough to send collectors scrambling to find the first appearance of the Ultimate Venom, and they found it in this book. It sold 10 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 120%, and a high sale raw went for $32. Crazy stuff. That's dollar bin book for me. Number 9 on our list. Here's an interesting one. It is a Jae Hyung Lee variant, and this is for Marauders, issue number 3. Gorgeous cover. Kitty Pryde. Look at this one. Let's make it a little bit bigger for you guys. Look at that. That's a stunner. And that is a Virgin variant. And like I said, sometimes all that it needs to sell a book's an amazing cover, and that's definitely one for me. I like that a lot. It sold 26 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 61%, and a high sale raw went for $30. Good luck trying to find that. I think that's going to be hard to track down. 18 on our list. 8 on our list. And it's a book that I've got, but it's very low grade. Probably in the 2.5 region. But it's Silver Age, and it's from 1967. And the trailer has just popped from Black Widow, of course. I've stayed away from it. But one of the mainstays of that trailer was this character, the Red Guardian. And he appears from 1967 in Avengers issue 43, guys. Like I said, the first appearance of the Red Guardian, Alexei Shostakov, who was originally the husband of the Black Widow, Natasha Romanova. And the first appearance of General Brushoff. Now, I'm excited for the Black Widow film. And not everybody's getting the buzz about it, but I think it's going to be good. It looks both to be a pretty good comedy and a lot of special effects in this film, which is a good mixture for me. And from the reports I have read, he was the standout in the trailer. It kicked off a new interest in this issue, and it sold 19 copies at a 7-day trend at plus 151%, and a high sale of $350 for an 8.0. I paid 12 quid for mine. It presents nicely enough. Lovely cover. Number 7 on our list. Again, people are clamoring for this book because Werewolf by Night 32 is sadly out of the range for a lot of people now. Thankfully, I've got it. I think mine's about 6.57, and I paid 120 for mine, but it's a pence copy. The book in question from Marvel, not of course, 1980. Lovely Bill Sienkiewicz art. Moon Knight, issue number 1. That is our number 8 this week, guys. What can I tell you about it? It's all to do with the Moon Knight live action series, that's for sure, isn't it? That's what the heat is. But I've never really understood the amount of heat that the character of Moon Knight gets, which is effectively a C-list character for me. It was always an expensive book. And anything to do with Moon Knight is selling like hotcakes right now. It sold 16 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 195%. And a high sale CGC 9.8 went for a whopping $308, guys. Like I say, people are turning from Werewolf by Night issue 32 to go for that one instead. I'm surprised more people aren't clamoring for a Werewolf by Night issue 33, a second appearance. I picked that up for 8 quid the other day. Number 6 on our list, we're sticking with more Black Widow goodness. From 1999, Inhumans, issue number 5. Now, could this be a case that Natasha's Black Widow will be replaced with her sister Yelena? She's dead in the end game, isn't she? So it could well be the case. I think there's every possibility of that, which means this book could have some really good long-term legs. I sold a copy of this a few months ago for a fiver, kicking myself now. It sold 17 copies. This book had a 7-day trend of plus 184%, and a high sale CGC 9.8 went for a whopping $275. I paid £1.50 for this back in November of 2017. Number 5 on our list, guys. More Venom. This time it is Venom Venom 2099 issue number 1, the 1 in 25 Otto Schmidt variant. Can't imagine too many of you will have this one, guys. Like I say, I don't get an opportunity at a lot of these incentives. My associates just they're not big enough to get them in, I don't think. And this isn't a pricey variant, though it did see 1 or 2 decent sales. It still moved well at 33 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 102% and a high sale roll of $40. Decent price for a 1 in 25, I think. Number 4 on our list, Black Widow movie. We're getting loads of love for it. This time we are getting love for a book that is always, I think, undervalued. People go for 196, but this one's the cameo. Avengers issue 195. Of course, this is the first cameo appearance of Taskmaster, who was Anthony Masters. Now we're getting a different Taskmaster in this Black Widow movie. Rumors are that it could be Rachel Weisz even being the Taskmaster, as it turns out. Time will tell. But I don't really like the look of the Taskmaster. He looks more like a ski instructor at the moment. But I like 195, or particularly like 196. I've also got the first appearance of the Ultimate Taskmaster. That book could end up getting some more heat. It sold 28 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 148% and a high sale. CGC 9.8 went for $180. Good old Car Boot Tony again delivered me a VF copy for £1. Now we're into the top 3, and number 3 on our list is a current title, so no joy for me as I don't pick up new books, and it is this one, The Magnificent Miss Marvel issue number 5. There we go. That's your book, guys. Now this is the first appearance of the Storm Ranger suit. Okay, the Storm Ranger suit. Now, obviously, per the Secret Wars homage cover, the writers intended for this to be her Venom-like villain. While it still seems a bit of on the nose, it totally works, and it sold 33 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 166% and a high sale. CGC 9.8 went for just $46, guys. So that could be a good long-term hold, I think. Up next, more Venom. This time we are getting this one, Venom issue 2099, issue 1. But this time we've got the Ron Lim variant. Pretty basic, but I know Ron Lim's got a pretty good fan base. What can I tell you about that one? Well, this variant is both awesome presentation-wise, and the first appearance of Alea Bell as the new Venom 2099. Now, Alea sold 31 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 223% and a high sale. Raw went for $17, guys. That leaves us with number 1 on our list, and it is more Magnificent Miss Marvel. This time it is issue 10. There it is, guys. Not a big fan of these covers, I've got to be honest. But a lot of people have got a lot of love for it because it is selling, and it is selling well. Now in this issue, Kamala Khan discovers that her new suit from issue 5 is sentient and menacingly calls itself Storm Ranger. Is this, like I said, Kamala's Venom like villain. Well, it sure seems like it. It sold 37 copies at a 7-day trend at plus 368%, and a high sale. Raw went for $19. That could be a good long-term hold, especially with a Miss Marvel TV show coming to Disney Plus at some point. That's it. That's a wrap. That's another one done. Getting tricky to put these together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus me cool what you've done about it. I got 7. You're gonna smash me again. It's nose a pop. Thanks for everybody for your support. I'm nearly at 750 subscribers, guys. Get me closer to 800 and I'll reward you with a nice competition. Please like, subscribe. It means the world to me. Have a great Christmas and New Year. That's Dazzie over and out. Bye for now.